plaintiff, Shannon Andrusek, says when the defendant, who is her daughter, was younger, she was bullied because of the color of her skin. Shannon claims as time went on, the defendant started smoking pot and ultimately became addicted to pain pills. Shannon suing her daughter for breach of contract. Defendant Whitney Andrusek says she and her mother never had a good relationship. Whitney claims when she was 16, Shannon had her thrown in an adult jail where the other inmates were trying to convince her to do heroin. She's countersuing for car payments.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Hi, Judge Mathis. I'm here today to tell my daughter I love her. And, sorry.
Need some tissue?
It's been a tough road with her.
How so?
Well, I moved from Florida to Greene, a very small town, and my daughter was about 13 or 14. And then she started high school there, and she was bullied because of the color of her skin. They used to beat her up and call her names, and I think that's affected her a lot.
A lot of people did that at the school?
I tried to talk to the news about it because even the sheriff was in on
so
it.
You did do something, fight back.
Of course.
Okay.
I love my daughter.
Good.
And then
some people just take it.
No, nothing happened, so I decided to move to Binghamton.
Okay.
I sheltered my kids. I didn't have a good upbringing, so I was strict, probably too strict. And then they seen the outside world. My daughter got into a lot of trouble with younger kids, started smoking pot.
At what age?
About 15. And then she tried to get my other daughter. I have 4 children. She's my oldest. She tried to get my other daughter to smoke marijuana as well. And I had a talk with my daughter, and I told Whitney, I don't want it in my house. I don't want it around the house. So she promised me that she wouldn't bring it in the house anymore. And she went to school the next day, and Sutton told me as a parent to go through her room, because I don't just go through their stuff unless I feel like something's not right. So I went through her stuff, and I found homemade bongs.
Homemade bong.
Bong.
Okay.
Bongs.
B-O-N-G.
Bongs.
Right. That's
like
the
3
big
of them.
thing you smoke weed with.
Yeah,
folks.
out of
Whoever
Pepsi
doesn't
bottles.
know, it's a big long tube that's like that wide. And they have the weed.
Yep.
You smoking. You're trying to get real high. You smoking that bomb. You ain't just trying to get regular high. You're trying to get real high.
You been in my dressing room?
Huh? I've been in your dressing room, right?
So I ended up calling the cops and pressing charges against my daughter. I felt that it was right to teach her a lesson.
That's right.
They did give her a court appearance ticket, so we went to court. I don't remember what was said, but I had said something to upset her. She called me an B
in the courtroom
in front of the judge, and all kinds of bad things. Told me she hated me, and the judge said, well, I was gonna let you go and just talk to you and give you tough love, but since you wanna disrespect your mom, I'm gonna give you 4 weeks in like a juvenile jail.
That's exactly what I would have done. All right. And my mother would have done exactly what you did.
Thank you, Judge.
And that's what I advise parents who have out-of-control children. Unlike what people believe, the prosecutor, the same prosecutor that want to hold you liable when your child does wrong, that same prosecutor you can go to and say that my child is, because it's illegal to be incorrigible. That's illegal. A child just can't be incorrigible, not go to school, not obey, stay out overnight, do whatever they want. That's against the law.
And that's what she was doing.
You go to the prosecutor. So that's my advice to parents who are dealing with incorrigible children. And that's what she was at that time. So what has happened since then?
Well, she met a man, and then she got into Oxycontin, or Roxy 30s. For a little while, she became very aggressive and violent when she didn't have them, but I'm proud of my daughter to say today she's been a year clean.
Good. Good. So why don't you give me some background on yourself before we get into the contract that she's suing you about?
First, I would like to address what she said. That's a lie.
What part?
When we had, so we've never had the greatest relationship. When I was 16 is when I started smoking weed. It was very close to me being 17 years old. My mom actually requested that I go to jail, and I spent 2 weeks in jail. And it wasn't juvenile. I was in an actual jail in the county that I
was
lived
underage,
with
though.
girls who are talking about, oh, you should try heroin. Heroin's the greatest thing ever. That's not a place for a 16-year-old.
Did you go back?
Yeah.
You went back to jail?
I did.
All right. Well, she did you a favor. She took you where you like to go, where you wanted to go.
I guess.
She just took you home. Go ahead.
Well, when I was 17, my mom actually had kicked me out of the house for the whole marijuana situation. I was homeless. I was couch surfing, spending the night at friends' houses, people that I didn't even know if they would let me sleep at their house. I would sleep there.
Because you didn't follow the rules.
Abandoned buildings. One time, this couple, I was walking up the street and they asked me to take a photo of them. And my mom had pulled up in her car and she's screaming profane things at me, saying, oh, that's why you have chlamydia and why the are you hanging out at the bar? You're only 17. And mind you, I never went inside the bar. I stopped there to take a photo and she had pulled up at that very moment. She's always been like that, always called me bad names.
How about the Oxycontin?
That is true.
Okay. All right, at least you're honest there. I don't know who's telling the truth about the other, but I will applaud you for calling the police.
Thank you.
On her when she's incorrigible. And I'm not sure whether I would encourage, and I don't quite frankly encourage parents to put teenage children out, but I encourage them to do everything short of putting them out.
Judge Mathis, I didn't
Don't
throw
cook
her out.
for them. Don't buy them any clothes. Don't help them in any way. Take their key. They have to knock when they want to come in. And if it's after 1, I'm not waking up. So you will be out that night. You just have to go back wherever you left. That's where you got to go back to.
Agreed.
So the only thing is the roof over their head, and then worry the devil out of them about getting the job so they can get out. You tell them that enough, hopefully they'll get the message.
But I didn't kick her out, Judge. She didn't want to follow the rules.
Right,
so I
she
said,
left.
if you don't want to follow the rules, then you can't be here.
The only
She
thing
chose
that
to
I
leave.
wasn't doing was I wasn't listening to you when you said that I couldn't smoke weed.
No, and then you were coming in and out, staying out really late, wanting to come home, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, she was telling you right. You are a minor. Even right now, with weed being legalized throughout the country, it's for adults. It's just like alcohol. You cannot smoke weed unless you're an adult. So she did tell you right, and she did admonish you correctly because you were doing wrong.
And I did it because I loved her. If I didn't love her, I wouldn't have shown her all that tough love. So I ended up calling the cops and pressing charges against my daughter. So we went to court. She called me an
In the courtroom?
in front of the judge. And the judge said, well, I was going to let you go and just talk to you and give you tough love, but since you want to disrespect your mom, I'm going to give you 4 weeks in a juvenile jail.
That's exactly what I would have done. All right. And my mother would have done exactly what you did.
Defendant Whitney Andrusek is being sued by her mother, who claims she had Whitney thrown in jail after she caught her with marijuana.
Let's get to the breach of contract you're suing her for.
In December, I had a promissory note that I had her sign.
Tell me about the loan
I'm
first.
sorry, July. Well, I had a car. The book value of it was $3,600. I was going to sell it on Craigslist, but I knew that my sister was going to buy it, and then I knew my daughter needed a car. So I said, well, I'll sell it to my daughter for $2,000 because I know it's reliable. So my daughter agreed to pay the $2,000 in payments. I told her to start in December. She signed the promissory note in July.
Let me see it, please. Told her to start paying in the upcoming December, and that was in July.
Correct.
All right. What did happen with payments?
She never made any payments.
All righty.
I have text messages saying that she'll
All right,
start
ma'am, let me
paying.
hear from her first. What do you want to tell me about this?
Well, as she stated, she says that I never made a payment, but I have proof of the cash apps that I had sent her. Plus, I had my daughter back in October of 2018. My mom had come down. I gave her $200 in cash, which I don't have a receipt for.
Not true.
Well, if she shows me something where she's paid.
In November.
Even a little, because you claim she's paid nothing. Let me see it, please, Doyle.
November of 2018, she knew that I was struggling being a new mom, and I was struggling with my rent. I didn't have a job. She said that the car was a gift to me, that I did not have to pay her anymore.
Okay.
Not true.
And the loan was made July of 18, and it says, for my Hyundai 4-door, and will make payments starting December 1st. Yet, you want me to believe that you were so committed that you start paying 4 days later. The contract was signed July 20th. The contract says you don't have to start paying a dime until December. But you want me to believe, as you've given me, that you decided to start paying 4 days later, July 24th. You had until December to start. Instead, you were so anxious to pay, you paid 4 days later. I have never heard of a person that paid their bills earlier when they are in financial hardship, so I don't believe it. Your counterclaim for $412, how does she owe you?
That is what I paid her for the car.
All right, well, how long did you use the car?
In July of this year, I believe
How long did she use the car?
1 year.
Oh, well, that was a good deal. $400 for a whole year? I wish I had that deal. You got any more cars? For $400?
I don't even have a car.
My point is, your claim is dismissed because you used that car for 1 year, certainly worth more than $400. And your claim is granted. She admits to owing. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I don't even know.
Really? Really, Whitney? You're gonna do me like that? Stop.
Oh my God.
I love you. Stop. Stop.
Okay.
Plaintiff Jacqueline Morris started dating the defendant after they met on social media. Jacqueline claims they went on a trip to Las Vegas after they broke up. And while there, the defendant kept acting like they were a couple. Jacqueline is suing her ex for the cost of a phone and phone bills. Defendant Jermaine Osley says everything with Jacqueline was fine at first, but they ultimately broke up because her own family told him she was crazy. Jermaine denies owing Jacqueline for anything.
Start with you.
Okay, so I'm gonna just start by saying that if God didn't interfere with this, then I'll be like stuck with him for like ever, and I don't want that.
How did God intervene?
Okay, so I met him in like October of 2018. He hit me up on like social media. He told me that he knew me from school, but I didn't know him, and nobody I knew from school knew him, so I was like, okay. So anyway, I just continued to talk to him, whatever. We hung out a few times, whatever it is. I thought he was cool. But then he started showing his little crazy signs. Like one time we went to the movies and he put me on the block list right after, and I don't even know why. Like I just was on the block list. I was like, okay. So I was trying to find out, but I still don't know why.
Who suggested the movie?
Well, I said that I wanted to go, and then he wanted to go with me. So it was like
you all went to the movie
together.
And after you left, your number was blocked.
Yep, it was.
You didn't like the movie.
I still to this day don't know why.
I got news for you. That's what happened.
Like one time we went to the movies and he put me on the block list right after, and I don't even know why. Like I still don't know why.
Who suggested the movie?
Well, I said that I wanted to go, and then he wanted to go with me. So it was like
you all went to the movie
together.
And after you left, your number was blocked.
Yep, it was.
You didn't like the movie.
I still to this day don't know why.
I got news for you. That's what happened.
Plaintiff Jacqueline Morris is suing her ex-boyfriend, who claims he broke up with Jacqueline after her own family badmouthed her.
Go ahead.
But after that, whatever, he unblocked me. So we still continue to like hang out, whatever it was, even though whatever, someone was telling me not to. But then around like January or so, I had found out I was pregnant, but then I had a miscarriage, so it was kind of like a blessing in disguise.
Sorry to hear that.
So after that happened, we still continued to talk to each other, whatever it was. Then we planned a trip to go to Vegas or whatever, and I still wanted to go even though we wasn't really cool like we was because it was already paid for. And I was like, we might as well just go cordially, you know, or whatever.
Y'all stayed together in the same room?
We did.
And how'd that work out?
It was cool, but then he started trying to be in a do relationship stuff, telling people to stop and take our picture. Like, who doing that? Like, nobody.
Were you all intimate?
No.
He lying. He lying.
All right, so it wasn't
Whatever.
just a platonic
When we
trip.
was out there, he asked me to have his baby. Like,
Why you was in the picture?
stop playing.
I got the picture.
Let me
Why
hear
was
from
in-
you, sir.
Well, like she said, we did meet in like October 2018. She ain't know me, but she said people she knew me. And
Lies. You want somebody to know you.
How'd you reach out to her? And
through Facebook. Through
I
social
know,
media.
but what made you
through
reach
social-
out to her?
I seen her picture that she posted out, so I just got in her inbox and made comments. She replied finally.
But don't you have to follow her already before
we already
you
friends.
can inbox her?
We were already friends on Facebook.
How? How did you become friends if you didn't know each other, ma'am?
He
How did
added
you
me.
all?
We added each other.
All right, and you just
And
added
she had to
anybody?
accept it. No,
I
she
mean-
Just add anybody to that.
I do. Really. But then when I see the creep stuff, then I just block them and all that.
Well, that's the problem. You get creeps when you add
I see.
anybody.
Right.
You don't know that.
But I was
Do you
a creep.
ask for something, some background information? Man following you, get your information. He show up at your door and you be wondering why.
Like she said, we went to the movies.
Go ahead.
We went to the movies. We had fun. We enjoyed the time. She said I blocked after that. I did block after that because it's just like, you know, we had spoken and talked. We gave each other sides, like how we feel and what things we've been through.
I ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
All right, but then you unblocked her and you all got
Right.
together, right?
Yep.
What went
Again,
wrong?
Continuously after that.
What went wrong?
Just down there, she started, her family was telling me, I had met her family members, they tell me like she crazy. They like, I wonder how long you gonna last.
Because I don't be keeping them around if they like you. That's what they know.
How long did you last?
Not long.
6 months, longer than anybody else. So everything she liked me somewhere. So.
All right, let's get to this case.
Okay,
869 for the phone. Tell me how.
Okay, so in like December 2018 or like November 2018, he told me he had to sell his phone because he needed some money. Whatever. But then he was begging me like, can you just put me on your line? I'll pay my portion of the bill and I'll pay for the phone. And I wasn't really going for it at first because I don't do stuff for
Does
people
he
because
work?
of stuff like this.
Well, that didn't happen.
Does he work?
How did I? Yeah.
He said he
sir.
did, but I wasn't
Okay,
like
you
that
wanted to
with him.
interrupt.
How did I know about your phone? You had to pay a portion on your phone for.
Okay, so
She
what
asked me
happened?
did I want to get on her line because she knew that I had sold my other phone. Like, you want to get on your line?
Why'd you sell your other phone?
She wanted to keep up with me.
Why'd
because
you sell
the
your
bill
other-
was too high, and she wanted.
Oh,
she
so
was trying
you
to keep
don't
up.
work and make enough.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway,
You're
I,
half broke, semi-broke. All right, get another job and you won't have to rely on a woman. Go ahead.
so whatever he asked, can he be on there? And I got those text messages too from
He
him.
said he didn't ask. Let's see your
But you know,
text
if I was broke,
messages.
why would you add me on my phone, on your phone line?
About the phone.
You tell me what happened with the phone, because she's going to show me something to prove your lying.
These two. Thank you.
You tell me, sir.
Okay, so she knew that I had sold the phone or whatever, so we both was doing the phone thing where we were selling phones to get money, so she was doing it too.
No, he was not.
How? You got phones on your line that
You a
you
clown.
sold.
Go ahead,
But-
sir.
But she added me on there anyway. She added me on there, and I never agreed. I told her if the phone...
You so jealous and hurt
Right.
because other men like her.
I'm not, that's
Even
the
though
point.
you actually, ooh, that's all you talking
didn't
about.
say-
You got them other ninjas that after you and you be hiding your phone. And you know I'm in love with you.
Hey, let me show you. What?
I got all
First
these
of all,
men
talking
though.
tough.
We was
I got
not-
all
we
these
was
You're
not
men.
talking.
We was not
See
in it.
what's
First of all,
hard
we was
when
not
you
in a
say you want
relationship.
your phone. You become friends if you didn't know each other, ma'am.
He
How did
added
you all?
me.
We added each other.
All right, and you just
And
add
she had to
anybody?
accept it.
I
You
mean-
just add anybody to that.
I do. Really. But then when I see the creep stuff, then I just block them and all that.
Well, that's the problem. You get creeps when you add
I see.
anybody.
Right.
You don't know that.
But I was
Do
a
you
creep.
ask for something, some background information? Man following you, get your information. He show up at your door and you be wondering why.
Plaintiff Jacqueline Morris is suing her ex-boyfriend, who claims he broke up with Jacqueline after her own family badmouthed her.
But you can have this phone.
We was not in a relationship.
Understand?
I know, sir. I heard that. Explain this. Not your relationship. Explain that. You told her you would give it to her, and you haven't because you're broke. And I'm not gonna help you be not broke today.
I tried to get
You're gonna have to pay her $869 as he promised in his text to pay you when he was broke. $869 is your judgment. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
It's not even worth it.
So
I'm just glad it's over.
Why we here then for $869? It's the same phone.
Because it's man.
So why you didn't pay? I ain't agree to pay for it.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
All right. That's it. I don't know what to say.
Plaintiff Ricky Davis says his daughter is dating the defendant, and they have a child together. Ricky claims he wasn't happy when they started dating because the defendant had been in prison for 10 years. But he tries to help for the sake of his grandbaby. Ricky's suing the defendant for an unpaid loan. Defendant Brandon Gregory admits that he was a drug addict who spent 10 years in prison, and he met Ricky's daughter while in a halfway house. Brandon claims as a result of his past, he's had a hard time securing a job, but he insists Ricky has been repaid for the loan.
Start with you.
I met Brandon back, I think it was November or December. He was dating my daughter. He's the father of my grandbaby. And he'd been in prison for 10 years, was in a halfway house, and I really didn't think he was a good option for my daughter, but went ahead and started helping him out anyway because they were together, and he's the father of my grandbaby.
Good.
So I found out that he was using meth a lot and not taking care of his responsibilities.
After coming back from prison?
After leaving the halfway house and them getting together into living arrangements.
How did you find that out?
Through my daughter. She would come and stay with us because they would be fighting. And
she told you he was on crystal meth?
On meth, yes.
How long ago was that?
It's been happening since they've been together off and on at different times. And he would tell me he was
Since
clean.
his parole?
Yeah, since he left the halfway house. And he would tell me that he would be clean for a while, and I'd try to help him because I run a masonry business, masonry and roofing business.
A missionary? Well,
Yes.
you're supposed to help him. You're a missionary.
Masonry, sir.
Oh, Mason.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
Masonry and roofing.
you know. Okay. I thought you was, missionary. I said, you had a little work to do over there. Look, it appears. Look like he might like to take a nip or two every now and then. No meth, but you'll take you a shot, won't you?
I'm a recovering alcoholic and drug addict myself, Your Honor, and I believe in second
How long
chance.
you been in recovery?
5 years.
Good. Congratulations to you. Let me hear from you, young man. Sir?
A little background about us. You know, I was in prison for doing 10 years. I went to a halfway house. There I met his daughter. And
did she work there or was it a patient?
No, I met her on Facebook while I was at the halfway house.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
All right.
So we started, dating, and I ended up leaving there. And,
when was that?
I left in April 2018.
Okay.
And but I met her in December of 18. Well, by dating her, I ended up getting real familiar with her family because we'll be having family outings and stuff like that. Well, my background is kind of messed up. I am a recovering drug addict and I have been to prison and everything. So we ended up having a kid. Well, I knew I had to get a job. I couldn't really find a job like that as quick as possible. So Rick did say, he'll let me work.
Defendant Brandon Gregory is being sued by his girlfriend's father, who claims he wasn't happy when they started dating because Brandon had just served 10 years in prison.
What about your addiction?
Well, I was on, I did dib and dab with crystal meth a couple times, but that's not what my addiction was about.
He says you have continuous addiction that his daughter comes to him about and has to stay with them from time to time as a result of your addiction. That's not true?
Not exactly true.
Okay,
but,
do you go to NA meetings?
No, sir.
What's your form of recovery?
I've been clean and I've been working. I've been trying to do the right thing. That's my recovery, because I feel like I have been the NA.
Well, you'll break a record, because very rarely do people recover without any treatment. How often do you go?
3 times a week.
3 times a week,
Yep.
5 years later.
Yes, sir.
And this is about what I hear for people who do not relapse, or who relapse very little, is that they go 3 times a week for years. How does he owe you?
I helped him to get a Chrysler 300 2005, because we were continually having to get him to the store, to the doctor, pick him up for work when he worked and all that. So they found a
Where do you
car.
have to go to the doctor for something unrelated to the addiction?
No, the baby would.
Got it, the baby, I
Yes.
understand. Okay.
And he found a car, and it was for $3,000 to get the car and get new tires and stuff on it when I loaned him the money. And what the agreement was, he said he would go get a payday or a title loan back for the money directly afterwards. That never did happen, but what I think happened was he got the loan, but it didn't go for paying me back, because I've got $0 on the car or anything.
All right, sir, what do you say to this?
I have a promissory note to
Let's
Your
see
Honor.
it, please, Doyle.
Thanks. Well, what I will say is that is, you know, during me being there, you know, I was working for him, you know, doing masonry, you know what I'm saying?
Were you living there, or?
No, I was
okay,
living with
visiting
his daughter
frequently.
Yeah, and I work with him, but and I work for him, working off the bill for the car.
How much?
I really don't have evidence to show anything like
How
that.
much did he say? What was the agreement on that?
$12 an hour.
Okay. Sir, did you agree to pay him $12 an hour?
For his work, but he didn't pay anything for the car loan.
Let me see. I, Brandon, agreed to pay Ricky for a Chrysler. I will work for and pay you back weekly till it is all paid back. And that is February of 19.
Right.
And it said I will work for the loan.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you saying?
He never worked to pay that loan.
What other loan is there, sir?
Other things that they rent.
And he worked to pay that off?
That off. He never got to this yet.
Sir, did you, well, he wasn't staying there. Why would he pay rent? He said he didn't
Not
live
to me.
there. To
I
who?
would loan them money for the rent.
Okay.
Him money for rent,
Was
cigarettes.
your daughter staying there with him?
They lived together. That's
All right. Do you mind if I ask her something? Ma'am, would you stand? State your name.
Brianna Osborne.
Okay. And so, is this your mom?
Yes.
And that's your dad?
Yes.
All right. Your understanding ain't no understanding. Did you receive loans from your dad for
Yes.
your household?
Yes, he did.
Did you all pay him anything back?
I felt like we paid him back
Felt like.
because he would go to
Okay.
work and then
What, when you went in your pocket,
no.
when you came out, you had less in there. It felt lighter. It felt lighter when he came around. Your pockets were bulging. By the time he walked in the room, they got lighter. So you felt like that's the reason. I understand. That how it happened?
No.
What felt like
Because
that?
he would be going to work and then it felt like every time he went to work, it was, no, this was for that, this was for that. It was like there was an excuse every time that he would go to work that he wouldn't get paid for the day, basically. He wouldn't get paid, never. So he never had any money to show for it. But then when it came down to it, when we were talking about, okay, we shouldn't owe you anything now.
Defendant Brandon Gregory is being sued by his girlfriend's father, who claims he wasn't happy when they started dating because Brandon had just served 10 years in prison.
Let me give you some advice, young lady. You have a stable lifestyle, it appears, right?
Yes.
And you chose this young man for whatever reason after leaving prison, and nothing wrong with that. I think that you perhaps could benefit him. This reminds me of what happened with me. Right when I started college, my mother died. So I was by myself, heartbroken, had nobody, in extreme pain, and was still half thugging. And met my wife Linda about a year later. She said, I'm not dealing with a thug. And she encouraged me to finish college with her. We went go to the library together. We do everything together. I used to hang with all my boys, still getting in trouble. When she came along, she helped change me. So.
I mean, I feel like I've bettered him since we've been together. He's changed. He's got a job now. You know, like I feel like I bring up.
You feel like it as well?
Yes,
That she has helped you?
Yes, sir.
Out of love?
Yes, sir.
All right, out of your love for her and wanting to be with her and her being the person that she is. And her family accepts you? Right? We wouldn't give you no car and wouldn't do all that. Y'all looking at each other. If he didn't do all that, you wouldn't be able to come over. I was a thug, and my wife, thank God, she had parents who did accept me. And I was able to come over and had no place to live during college break, and they allowed me to come, gave me a bedroom in their house, stayed there forever, and believe me, they're all right now. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Plaintiff Kimberly Porter says the defendant is her brother-in-law, and Kimberly's son goes to school with the defendant's grandson. Kimberly claims one day at school, the defendant's grandson hit her son in the head with a medicine ball, knocking him unconscious. So she's suing for medical bills. Defendant Andre Porter admits that Kimberly's son got hit with a medicine ball, but he insists that the boys were both playing with the ball when the incident occurred. Therefore, he denies owing for the medical bills.
Start with you.
Andre is a loving guy, fun, comedic, but one thing about Andre, he does not tell you the truth.
You just think it's too funny to be true. Funny guy, comedian. You tell me about yourself.
How you doing, Your Honor? How you doing, Your Honor? Andre
Good.
Porter. Kim's my sister-in-law. Very loving person also.
Does she tell the truth?
Yeah, she tells the truth.
Okay.
She tells the truth. She's a little shallow. We have a big family. We're open. She's a little more snobby-ish than anything, you know, but she comes around and she eats plenty of food. If I'm not telling the truth, she's at all my barbecues. So.
Well.
Did you watch people eat when they come to you?
No, I don't watch people eat. I cook.
How you know how much she eat then? You go around and people plate?
No.
You got some people like that. The worst types are they stand over you and see how you like it when you bite into it. Ooh, I hate that. You don't like that part? How did I do? I did good on that, didn't I? You gonna eat the potato salad? You not gonna eat that? That's what you do.
No, not at all, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
She's in the kitchen all the time. We're all outside. That's where she lives, in the kitchen, where the food is. But it's not a big deal at all because we're cooking for everybody to eat and have fun and enjoy themselves. Simple as that. So I'm not just watching her.
Why are you suing your brother-in-law?
I'm suing my brother-in-law because he has custody of his grandson, and his grandson and my son, they go to school together, but his grandson released a medicine ball on my son's head and neck. They were at school.
How old are they?
They were 15 and 16.
High schoolers?
At the time,
Where
yes.
were they in the school? What were they doing at that time?
My son was getting ready to get on the school bus to come home.
Mm-hmm.
And that ball came from the second floor level at the school, and it hit my son in the head and neck, injuring him, and of course, knocking him unconscious.
And you spoke with him about it?
I spoke to Andre countless times in regards to those monies, and each time Andre told me he was going to pay for those bills, pay those bills, maybe 6 to 8 different occasions. He shared with me that he was going to
see the medical bills and any other evidence you want me to have.
Plaintiff Kimberly Porter is suing her brother-in-law because she claims the defendant's grandson hit her son in the head with a medicine ball, knocking him unconscious.
Sir, what do you say to this?
Well, actually, she left out a couple things. Her son and my grandson was playing with the medicine ball.
No.
Throwing
That's
it back
not
and
true,
forth
Your
at
Honor.
each other.
Finish, man.
Back and forth at each other. At the last part of it, her son takes off. My grandson did throw the medicine ball and it hit him. He fell down a couple stairs. But they both engaged in playing.
Stairs? I thought he was on the bus.
No, he was not on the bus. This was
walking
gym class.
onto the bus.
It was in the hallway at gym.
Hold on,
Actually,
man.
Your Honor, my son was on the first level of school. His teacher had called him back
You said he was
for
getting
some
on the
paperwork.
bus.
I said they were preparing to leave for the end of the day, and he was not stepping on the bus.
Hey, why did you mention the bus?
Well, you said what was taking place.
Yeah, and you said they were preparing to leave, but then you stopped there.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, well, you just hurt yourself a little bit there. Let me see what you have. Credibility is everything in here. And sorry is accepted, but it hurts credibility nonetheless. Who is this?
My grandson.
Me and John was in the classroom. He was writing inside his name. Look like you typed it. It's like you're typing. Talking about my mom. Then after class, I grabbed a weight ball, threw it at him. He caught it. He threw it back. Then he tried to run from me. I threw it at him and hit him with it, and he hurt himself when he fell down the stairs.
That's not true.
Okay, you never heard anything about stairs?
No.
Okay. This came from your son's version?
Yes.
Did the school have a version?
Yes.
Okay, what were you told, or do you have a report, or?
I was told that.
By whom, first of all?
By my son, John.
No, we're talking about the school,
and the
ma'am.
school staff.
That's what I'm talking about.
The school
staff. Ma'am,
yes.
The way you're talking isn't convincing.
I'm sorry.
You sound like you're deviating and trying to dodge questions. So, the school, I'm not talking about what your son, we know what your son told you. The school, what did they tell you?
They told me that John had been injured in, he had been hit by a medicine ball that was thrown from the second level at the school down where John was walking, and he was hit in the head and hit in the neck. And left unconscious there.
That's what they told you your son told them?
Well, there was a teacher there who heard my son sigh. When he collapsed to the floor and he made this sound, the teacher... I got that part. Anyone
see what happened? Because he says they were playing with each other, and then an accident occurred as a result of them both playing with the ball.
I don't know who might have seen it, but I know that there were a number of witnesses.
And you said your son said they weren't playing with the ball, right?
Right, correct. He was not playing with Andre's son at that time.
He was just standing where again?
He was walking. He was walking to his teacher.
You told me he was walking toward the bus, ma'am.
No.
Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
You know that it happened, and you know that the boys were not playing. You know that for a fact. I don't know why you would get in court and tell something otherwise, because that's not true at all.
I honestly think boys are going to be boys. They were horseplaying around. Unfortunately, someone got hurt.
No, they weren't.
And a good day, we're still family. We're still going to be happy, and everything's going to be good.
You know, I love my sister-in-law, my brother.
Family, man.
Always going to be family.